have never once touched that woman. I've never done anything for her other than help her, dude. I literally paid every one of her bills for 2.5 years. I paid her to do all my women's plans. She did do my women's plans. I paid her for those, and I have a call log history of that. She never had to worry about anything while she was with me, dude. Her life was so simple. She didn't have to go to a 9-to-5 job. She didn't have to work.
I'm going to start by saying, first of all, I'm not accusing this person of doing anything, because just like anybody else on this app, I have no idea what happened in that house. Now, I will say that as someone who spent quite a few years of his childhood living in a home where domestic abuse was going on, this may be the worst response I've ever heard. The response to someone making an accusation that you abused them is not to make a video and put it out to the public, basically stating all of the wonderful things you ever did for that person and how bad they are. That is textbook abuser response. Textbook. That doesn't mean this person did this, but it doesn't help, right? To paint this picture that this person was totally dependent on you and would be less than somehow if you didn't exist in their life, and just it tries to direct all the attention onto you being this amazing person and the alleged victim not, and being less than. Does that make sense? And then to go into this diatribe of saying, well, if I did this, why didn't she do this? And if I did this, why didn't she do this? And if I did this, why didn't she do this? Probably the worst questions. Because anyone that knows anything about domestic abuse knows that the person being abused has very limited capability and opportunity to escape that situation, in addition to a lot of things happening psychologically and mentally that may not allow them to actually feel safe to leave. They often feel safer staying where they are and continue being abused because out of fear, they think if they leave, that will make it worse and it will escalate the situation. And then at one point, I think you caught yourself slipping a little bit because you said something like, well, so what if I slammed something? And then you stopped yourself and completely changed directions. The larger point is, if you're telling the truth, it's easy. If you're telling the truth, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to be creative with your words. Because it's simply the truth, right? Oh well. Thanks.